Have you ever seen an apple turn into a peach with a new pit? Bravo, bravo, bravo. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Don't just have such a great ring to it? Don't you just love airing it? Every time they come back, you just get excited all over again. See, I've been around from the very beginning. From Nene walking in the door and Sheree's attendants giving her, girl, your name isn't on the list, Miss Thing. I've been here since then, and every time I reintroduce a new season, it's the same old excitement all over again. So let's do it, honey. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14, episode 1, and it's called The Edge of Fashion. And now listen, I'm joking about the whole situation about the apple turning into a, but I'm really not joking. The apple turning into a peach is none other than Marlo Hampton. I stand corrected. I can't even go any further without actually, you know what, I'm wrong. I don't have a problem standing up here saying I'm wrong. And like I said, I've been around from the beginning. There's been times when I've been wrong, and this was one of them. I have always said Marlo Hampton would never ever get a peach. That she was always, and if you've been with me any length of time, you know I'm not lying. I would always say Marlo is a liability. And Bravo Andy is not going to play with Marlo like that. But I stand corrected. They have given Marlo one old nasty piece of Atlanta peach. And she has her peach. So I was wrong. And listen, in this instance, I'm happy to be wrong. Happy to be wrong. I like Marlo. I like Marlo. It's not that she didn't have everything it takes to be a peach. It's just her question marks that I always felt like, and her attitude. Is she statuesque? Check. Is she sharp? Check. Beautiful? Check. Dress her ass off? Check. Dramatic as ever? Check. Messy as hell? Check. Check, check, check. And shady as can be when need be. Check, 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 check. She checks off all the boxes except for you ain't got no husband. But hell, that hasn't been a requirement in a very long time. Okay? Kandi Burruss is the husbandless success of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kandi didn't have a husband, and Kandi has turned out to be one of the biggest things that this show has ever seen. And she actually ended up getting a husband. We actually watched her grab a husband, marry a husband, have 2 babies, in addition to their 2 babies that they had already. And we literally watched them create a blended family, beautiful blended family, create family businesses, work through family turmoil. They have been the picture of housewives culture. And we watched it. So, not having a husband, that don't stop you from not. And who the hell can you marry? Anyway, I can go on forever. Again, I've been here a long time. Anyway, but Marlo Hampton, we talk about Marlo. So I was always, they don't know. Marlo's like the Tommy, the Martin from Tommy from Martin. Marlo's Tommy. Nobody knows where she works, how she gets her money, and and it has grown to be like an ongoing joke. Like, nobody knows where you get your money from. There's some people have some speculation and they say little smart stuff, but don't nobody know where Marlo's money comes from. Listen, me personally, I like it. I like it. I like when people think they know what you got going on and they don't know a damn thing about what you going on. The shade has been thrown from the Spillitboy camp. Yeah. Anyway, I like it when people don't know It ain't none of your damn business, lest I tell you. Period. And other than that, you just keep on speculating. So that's what Marlo's that's part of her storyline. And I like it. And I also think that this whole situation of her raising her two nephews may have actually put the powers that be on alert. And they seen something different in her. Whatever it is, I don't give a damn. I'm just happy it happened. And for once, I'm happy to be wrong. I don't like being wrong, but I'm happy to be wrong in this case. So we got Marlo, and Marlo got a peach, and we also got a new girl. We got a new girl too. So we're going to talk about that. We got a whole new peach, a whole Olympic medalist peach. I said, well, come on, peach with the fast legs. So really, really wonderful. This first episode, look, I'm babbling on, child. 6 minutes in here already. The first episode, they gave us 76 minutes. And I wasn't bored at all. It was really good. I was like, maybe I was just missing you all, honey. But I don't know. I had a good time. First thing we see, Kenya. Kenya come in here from the gate with the bullshit. Kenya, how many times we gonna run these same? Girl, I guess as many times as they pay you. They've been writing checks for it. Why stop now? For the same old bullshit. Now, the only problem with the bullshit y'all was running is that, see, how I watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, I also watch Dancing with the Stars. So don't try to feed me no line of bullshit like Kenya is attracted to Brandon, because it's not going to work over here at SpillitBoyTV. It's not going to work. I watched the whole season of Dance with the Stars. Kenya wasn't a bit more attracted to Brandon than the man in the moon. If y'all don't get out of here, see, because over at Dancing with the Stars, we've watched them create families right off of their show and have babies. Twitch and his wife, we watched them join and have a baby and get married and all that. We've seen multiple relationships blossom from the dancers. We've watched it. And Kenya Moore, that would be a no. Kenya ain't a bit more like no damn Brandon, and y'all need to stop. The whole thing was about Kenya was over there being a bitch just like she be over here. Period. And it was always about his age and stuff. But there was no attraction to Brandon. There was no chemistry between Kenya and Brandon at all. Now, what I'm going to do is give Brandon some acting creds, and y'all give him some accolades, because he really did put on good for the camera over here. But baby, over a Dance with the Stars, it was given very much of honey, unstiffen this knee and do this damn twirl, and let's get on out of here so we can do what we got to do until they send you away, child. It was again, it's another time that I wouldn't mind standing to be wrong. Kenya, do you and Brandon even still talk now? Get out of my face with that foolishness. Anyway, but let's just play the game. We'll play the game. So we got Kenya, Candy, Marlo, and Sheree. They came down to the rehearsal. Brandon was there for a little bit, and then he went about his business after the bullshit. It was like, okay, cool. Knock it off. Anyhow. So Marlo, we found out Marlo had a little operation and had her edges replaced. I said, girl, how much that cost? Mistake. She ain't got her edge. She done got her old edge implants. So I was like, okay. And then they're showing us, she's like, look at these edges snatched. Just looked like a lace front wig to me. But I mean, okay, whatever. I mean, look, we're playing. If we're going to go for Kenya is got a love interest with Brandon, we could definitely go for your edges grew back. Did I mention I'm a hairdresser too? Okay, whatever y'all say. Yeah, they cut the hair out of here and plastered it on here. And when you wash your face, it don't come off. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So she also, Marlo, we had to give her a job. So she has this, and I'm laughing, I'm being smart. Les Archives is her spot. She has a fashion rental spot, which is basically all her clothes, all her designer pieces, and she's basically renting them and charging per day for people in the industry. It's producers and things of that. You can't just walk up off the street and think you're gonna get her stuff and walk. No, it's not happening. But for like television shows, movies, and things like that. So she's literally creating herself a lane in a lane that already exists. Listen, I'm here for it, and I don't see anybody better to do it than Marlo. And she has some fabulous pieces. They was doing some clowning in this episode, and I said, y'all clowning for the sake of clowning. Marlo got some badass clothes, and it just, we got to see them on display. But I'll talk about it more when we get to that part. So Candy still is, Candy being Candy, clowning Marlo about dating a millionaire 20 years ago. Child, that's never going to die. That's just part of her storyline. It is what it is. Sheree lets us know that Tyrone is home. So now the song, you can play the song now. I think you better call Tyrone. Because you couldn't call him before, right? You couldn't call him. You had to wait on him to call you. So Tyrone's out of the slammer, honey. He was down to the big house, townhouse, the slammer. Mrs. Ferguson's finishing school for girls. Honey. He was locked up, honey. Down the Bastille, honey. Had him locked up. Child, 3 squares and a clot. But anyway, he's out. And she's talking about, first they asked her, how was the sex? She basically knocked him off real fast. Well, I'm sure the initial time, but just like that. And that's okay. That's cool. They laughed about that. That was cute. Cute and, I guess. Anyway, and he probably won't think it's funny, but yeah, it was cute. And now she's sitting there practicing abstinence. And some of the girls' eyebrows raised up. I said, girl, are you okay? You sure, girl? I said, we leading into your storyline. So you get ready to tell us that Tyrone cheating on you. Because that's all you could be doing with this, is leading into a storyline. Because ain't no man that done been locked up come out with you 700 years old, talking about you practicing abstinence. For what? For what? That box got enough miles on it that ain't nobody playing that game with you. Girls, you crazy? That's like driving down the highway backwards. Get on out of here. Ain't nobody playing with you. Stop. Stop. You can play that game by yourself. He ain't playing that game with you. I know, because I play that game by myself. So he ain't playing that game with you. Whatever, Sheree. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Because it'd be one thing if he been waiting on you and holding it down for you and all that. But when he came out, you let him jump in your box, honey. And then you're going to tell him, now you got to stand back and look at it, honey. You can't have no more of it. Bullshit. I call bullshit. Anyway, so that's that, girl. You can abstain all by yourself, honey. But I don't think he's abstaining, waiting for you. So I think this is where we're leading into what Sheree's storyline is. So, okay, girl, no problem. Kenya, this is what I'm not going to do. I'm just telling you right now. Right now. I'm not going around and around about that Kenya and Mark Daly bullshit. I'm not doing it. Divorce them and call me back when the ink is dry on the paper. I am not going to waste my time with 1,500 reviews and we still talk about Mark Daly making you miserable, because at this point, Mark Daly's making you miserable because you want to be miserable with Mark Daly, because I would have been giving Mark Daly my whole ass to kiss. It is just ridiculous. I mean, I know till death do we part or whatever, child. Get it in your head that he's dead, honey, because listen, do what you want to do. I ain't doing it. Moving on. Candy threw on in nothing really. Her and Todd don't have sex like they used to. Hell, they tired. They tired. I understood that. Y'all tired. And y'all know each other. Ain't that what's new? Ain't nothing new. Y'all done played with all the toys y'all can play with. Y'all done jumped off the roof 12 times or 15. And it is what it is. I mean, when y'all, y'all go in spurts. That's what married folks do. He'll be jumping back on you again soon. It'll be all right. Ain't neither one of y'all, Candy looks great. She looks completely great. She really does. She looks great. Todd did a little topless scene and Candy and the Gang last night. And hey, Todd still look good. I said, look at Todd. Todd, that little chestural situation Todd had going on. So it definitely ain't a situation where they don't want to get down. Hell, they tired. They working and they know each other. It ain't new no more. And I don't think the thrill is totally gone, but I mean, we used to it. It's there. You can get it whenever you want it. But they both look great, so ain't no thing. Y'all done well. Very well. Everybody didn't do that well, honey. Everybody can't go topless and be snatched, honey, after the COVID. Honey, the COVID done tore some people's ass up, honey. But Todd and Candy look good. Anyway, moving on. Beautiful couple. And it's a RHOA couple. They are the picture of reality TV marriage. Anyway, moving on. Then we see a little bit of Marlo and her boys. She getting them ready for school. Yeah, just the normal. I mean, if you have ever dealt with children that age, nothing to see here. She keeps them really sharp. That was something we noticed right away. Well, naturally, she keeps them really sharp. There's some really sharp dressed little boys. And, yeah, I mean, she did lead in a little bit about, their mother being in jail and different things like that, and her making sure that they are not becoming overly spoiled because they need to remember where they actually came from. They didn't always live like this, so she don't want their attitudes to get nasty, and that's very important. That's very important because nobody likes little nasty kids. Don't nobody like that. That works for Marlo, but that wouldn't work for little boys. Don't nobody like no little nasty attitude having little boys. There ain't nobody got time for that. It's not cute. So she's doing good with all of that. Moving on. Here's another situation. I'm not doing this with them either. I think they're going to try to make us do it, but I ain't doing it. I was tired of Drew and Ralph last season. When I looked up and seen that they was coming back, I said, so we decided to get rid of Cynthia, and we brought Drew Zador and Ralph back. Wow. Who liked their storyline? Who wasn't irritated with Ralph and Drew at the end of the season? Do you see my forehead right now? That's how I feel about goddamn Ralph and Drew. And now they're going to drag them some friends into it. We had this scene with Ralph, Drew, and Sonia and her husband, Ross, who is absolutely sharp. Her husband, Ross, is sharp. Child. I said, look here. Okay. He's sharp. He's a football player. He has a Super Bowl ring. Okay. Come on here, Ross. Looking better all the time. And then, naturally, like I told you, Sonia is an Olympic track star, honey, with gold medals. She got a few gold medals. She don't even mention her bronze one. She got a couple of gold ones, honey. I said, I know that's right. And I laughed when she said, I don't mention the bronze one. Listen, who's shooting for the stars when there's a whole damn moon up there? I know that's right, Sonia. Anyway, so we got them, and they're a nice looking couple. She's cute too. She's a nice looking woman. Husband just sharp though. The husband sharp. I mean, out of the group, he the standout. I said, whoa. I seen her. I was like, okay, girl, come on. That body though, Miss Thing. Now that body, girl. She's an Olympic track star, so you know what it gives. Baby waist this big and everything else all lined up. Now that body is a superstar. But baby, that husband is something nice. Anyway, let me leave that woman's husband alone. Moving on. So everything's cool, but Sonia's shady. Oh, she is. You shady. You're going to be just fine here, sister. Just fine. Oh, you're going to be just fine, Miss Sonia. She was throwing shade at Drew from the gate, honey. Drew up there. Drew decides she want to race Sonia. Baby, they got to doing this little race. When I tell you, Drew, sit your ass down, honey. Sonya wasn't even trying, honey. It was like a gazelle running next to a damn turtle, honey. I said, stop. Her legs was like, Drew was like, okay, Drew, girl, your wig must be heavy or something, girl. Don't look like you doing a lot of work, girl, but you ain't moving. I said, child. Sonya was like, honey, I said, terrible. Then she was trying to show her and you know Drew always got a story. That's Drew. Whatever they talk about, Drew done already did it. Oh, I did that. Oh, yes, baby. I was a runner. For who? For who? Where you run to? Girl, stop. Stop playing. Stop playing. You got to stop setting yourself up for us to laugh. Stop. They pull up some old picture from high school or something. Stop. Girl, she got gold medals. Don't nobody care about what you talking about, girl. Shit. What are you talking about? And I did ballet when I was, 9 and 10. And do you think I'm going to get up and stand on my toes for y'all right now? Hell no. Girl, stop. You got to stop. Drew, stop setting yourself up for us to laugh at you. Stop it. Now, we laugh at you enough about your marriage, and you just be pulling out other stuff. Girl, wig heavy, trying to run, woman that flew on back. Girl, just stop it. Anyway, moving on. Then she's trying to help her with the proper posture for doing these squats. Child, and here Drew has become the face of a product called Drop It Low. Drop It with Drew. So it's like regular mommies losing like baby weight and different things like that. Child, that's Sonya, honey. Sonya said, honey, how is we supposed to drop it low with Drew, honey? And Drew can't even do a squat, honey. And Bravo, Annie, y'all ain't worth a shit. Every time she go try to do the squat, they're going to keep on doing the squeaky noise. Like, and with her knees. I said, stop it. Now, that's just ignorant. That's ignorant. Y'all stop. Stop. Sonya, you're going to be just fine here with your shady self. Now, this is what my question is. Now, you just meeting these people. Girl, why are you sharing your marital problems with these people? Drew over here babbling on to Sonya, and old Ralphie boy is over there talking that old crap to Ross. And Ross is like, interesting. He don't want to hear that shit. He told he writing a book, and the assistant is a female, and it's the same old. It's always the same story with Ralph. It's going to always be the same story until Ralph is what they call single. Single. Because playing with me, Ralph would be single. Single. And the way he just, how disrespectful he is with Drew, he'd be probably single with a good ass whooping. Because he just does too much. He does too much, and his attitude is very matter of fact. Yeah, he'd be single. Single with an ass whooping. That's a new movie coming out, honey, on Fox, honey. Single with an ass whooping. Anyway, and she over there looking stupid and foolish in the situation as usual. Listen, I ain't gonna play a lot of this game with her and Ralphie boy either. You, Ralph, and Kenya, y'all can quit playing, honey. Moving on. And the new couple, they didn't seem all that interested. Thought it was a joke. And you the punchline. Moving on. So, next thing we see is Marlo actually has invites come out. Now, I thought it was very cute. And I thought it was very Marlo. It was very on brand for Marlo. It was a really pretty girl came to the doors with the little laptop computer she had on couture, of course. She had this beautiful red tulle dress, was like, yeah, sister. Yeah. She looked good. Long ponytail. Hair was, baby, when I tell you that hair was slick, honey, it was, her hair was pulled back so tight, looked like a cat been licking on her head. I said, you better do it. But she showed up to the door looking beautiful and standing there, and she opened it up and she played a little video invite. I thought that was very cute. Kenya, you shady heifer, and Drew, just shady, honey. Kenya giving, this Mr. Mark, you need to tell Marlo. I said, no, you didn't. Tell Marlo that this Mr. Mark, this ain't given what it should be given. It's. And the girl said, well, that's not nice. And the young lady's face was like, really? Look here. Terrible. I said, that Kenya, ooh, that Kenya, honey. And Drew said, I'm going to say, Marlo is so extra. Well, you got your damn nerve. Marlo's extra and you say it all the damn time. And always trying to do a reset with people. Girl, shut up, Drew. Hush up, girl. Stop that foolishness. Moving on. Let's go over Sonya's house. So we go over to Sonya's place. We see Sonya and her husband, Aaron, Mr. Ross. Ross. His real name is Aaron, but Ross is the husband. And they got cutest little boy. He got a little son. He's a little boy. He's just a toddler. He's young. And I don't even believe he's school age. He might be like in preschool or something. He looked like he might be about three or four. Just a little tot. Cute. And they've been together for 18 years. They've been married for 11. So yeah, they wasn't even trying to identify with what that foolishness that Drew Zadora and old Ralphie boy had going on. They wasn't trying to hear that mess. I said, ciao, bye. And the first thing I noticed when we went into their house, first I noticed a cute little baby naturally running around, running the house. And then I looked up and I said, well, who is this, honey? Baby! Sonya's mother is just as sharp. I said, ha! Y'all better get in. Sonya's mother, like I said, Ross is a standout. Sonya cool with a bad body. Sonya's mother is the goddamn deal. Sonya's mother was sharp. Sharp. And her mom and her dad are staying there. And, they're still working on their house and everything. They're like redoing some stuff and stuff like that. The father, they're Jamaican. The father, he just gives you regular, Jamaican father. He got his dreads. He's grayed and everything like that. But mama, oh, mama is a piece, honey. I said, whoa. Look at here. That mama's too sharp for me. I said, check her out, honey. Really sharp lady. Really good looking lady. I said, look like a sister. Look like a sister, honey. Anyway, so what they were talking about, Ross wants a daughter. Sonya, here's her storyline. She's kind of leery because he kind of checked out when she had the first one. And she kind of was doing it all on her own. So, again, they're busy people. And her fear is that, okay, I got one and I'm working, working it. I don't know how it's going to be with two. Like, I don't know how it's going to be with two. And of course, her father, he's like a Jamaican man. So he's like, what? What are you talking about? I ain't no good reason not to have no baby. We better have that baby. Talking about, we all help. And the mother was like, you didn't even help when they was baby. But Jamaican men, you know what it gives. So she's just like, okay. And the mother was like, I mean, I get it. I get it. But, you got to work that through. And she's like, I hope it don't be a problem. So I get a feeling that's going to be the storyline with Mr. Ross and Miss Sonya, honey. Is this back and forth about trying to have this girl. And look, the thing is, girl, you go with the next baby. Who told you that it was going to be a girl? Because you got a sister. You have a sister. You got a sister. And You got a little boy. Be your luck, you'll turn around and have another boy. And you'll be right back where you started at. And Mr. Ross was going to be trying to have a damn daughter. But anyway, they asked the baby, right? I fell out. Said, you want a little sister or a little brother? He said, I want a dog. I said, and there's that. So, yeah, I think they're going to be fun. I don't think, their storyline ain't nothing too heavy. Being together as long as they're, I don't think that's anything that will tear their marriage apart. So it's fine. We could play in that realm. I'm not nervous about them at all. They just going to come in, I think, and it's just going to be good for them. I don't know if they'll make it past this first season. I don't know. But Miss Sonya, she's shady, so it should work. She's shady, and she already got a title later on in the show, honey. Already got a title. Kenya titled her. So, it'll stick. Anyway, we'll talk about it in a second. Moving on. So, Drew throws a little taste test over her house for her meal preps for her company, okay? And she has Sonya come over and Candy. First things first, Sonya come in. When Sonya goes through, she meets the assistant and these people in the kitchen working. And when she tasted, girl, her face already told you it tastes like pure D shit. So that's the first problem. They had these little shots. Tastes like pure D shit. So you're gonna have to work on that from the door. Because her initial, it was like, I said, girl, gotta work on that, sis. And then here's when the drama starts. Candy comes in. And the assistant, his name is Anthony. Miss Anthony, I'm going to need you to sit your ass all the way down. Like literally, like no, not on the chair, on the floor. I need you to sit your ass all the way down. You were doing way too much. When you met Sonya, you acted like you had sense. Hi, how are you? When Candy came, you turned your flame up to 1,500 degrees. And you was like, hello, Miss Honey. And what was that? Yes, the legendary Miss Candy. What is that? What is that? And it wasn't cute to Candy, because Candy was taken aback like, whoa, okay. You singed her goddamn eyebrows with all that fire. I said, what's going on? It was too much. It was too much. Listen, child. I ain't got no problem with my femininity at all. But the turn on and the turn up and the turn on, I don't like that. Just do you. You ain't impressing her. Candy been around gay people forever. She know gay. She know what it looked like. Up close and personal. She's not amazed by it. She's not scared of it. And she definitely is not, she's not enamored. She's not looking for a pocket gay. She's not. She's surrounded. She's surrounded, okay? So I don't know what you were given, but me personally, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was very disingenuous, and it just didn't look good. It just looked down. Sit down on the floor. On the floor. We'll tell you when you can get up. Ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. Got on my damn nerves. The fuck? Anyway, you the help. You the help. Get all out the guest's face. We move past your flame. You're the help, bitch. Get off the guest's face. It's COVID time. You all up in here with the Candy. Fuck out of here. Anyway, he got on my nerves. You can tell, right? He got on my nerves. Moving on. And Drew should have told him. Anyway, moving on. But we're going to see some more Miss Anthony a little bit later. And we'll see. She always seemed to be extra. Sounds like we'll have our guns ablazing and ready for you, Miss Anthony. Anyway, moving on. So then, here go Drew, setting herself up again, baby. She done put up this picture. She's over here bragging again about how she done lost 25 pounds. And then they show us side by side. I said, well, I'll beat. Again, stop setting yourself up for us to laugh at you. And of course, the voiceover goes to Sonya. She's like, somebody ain't telling all of the truth, child. I said, no, somebody's goddamn lying. Honey, somebody lying. And it's Drew Zador. 25 pounds of what? Stop it, Drew. Stop. There was a little weight loss, but it wasn't no 25 pounds. You need to stop. Just stop. Stop setting yourself up. So then they're sitting there talking. Here's the creepy part. And it always happens over at Drew's house. Because Drew's house kind of runs like Silence of the Lambs. You're over here. They're having girl time. They're sitting there talking. You hear this bloop, bloop, bloop when the conversation gets real interesting. And it says something about door ajar, the garage door or whatever, ajar. And the next thing you know, here come Ralphie boy. Like he was somewhere sitting listening to them. As soon as they got the chit-chatting about his situation, he just came in and just jumped in the conversation. I said, oh, Candy was like, oh, what was he listening? Right, Candy. Right. You know when you in a scene from Silence of the Lambs, honey, he really did roll up on them, honey, like Clarice. I said, the fuck? Ralphie boy do too much. But they're talking about Ralph's assistant and how she texted him, I could come to your home and give you a massage. He was eavesdropping, and he walked in. Listen, my grandmother used to always say, eavesdroppers never hear nice things. And she knew, because she was a vicious eavesdropper, honey. My grandmother was just as nosy, honey. She would eavesdrop, and she'd get so good at a point, she just pick up remember back in the day when, you have house phones, she just pick up the phone. She ain't try to disguise it, she just pick it up. And if you say something to her, because I would, you know me. I'd be like, girl, really? She'd be like, this is my goddamn phone. And that actually made me go and have my own installed. But my grandma was a mess, honey. And she would tell you, eavesdroppers never hear nice things because she was a vicious eavesdropper. She spoke from reality. That's how my gram got down. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. Bam it, and I'm back, child. Ralphie boy, stop eavesdropping, you stupid ass, and you'll stop hearing bad stuff. You'll stop hearing your wife telling everybody all your business. And then she ain't even got enough sense to be embarrassed about what she telling. Just a daggone mess. Poor little sad woman ain't got a lick of sense. Anyway, so that went on. Then we thought Drew does it. He starts trying to explain himself. He's always trying to talk away these things. Candy, Candy's like, Candy can't hide nothing. Her face tells the whole story. She's like, what? Oh, I don't think so. And Sonya ain't no better over there like, bitch. I was like, they were real with her, Their reactions were really real and on point. And Drew doesn't even know the woman's name. And he wouldn't tell Candy. When Candy asked about her name, would not tell Candy the name. I was like, So, literally. And I wrote it in my notes. He's on my nerves already. So, let's get out of Drew's house before I break out in hives. We're going to go on over here to Marlo's event. Now, from the door, there definitely were a few fashion mavens up in the joint, okay? So, say what you want, throw whatever shade you want. There were fashion mavens there. there were people who definitely needed to be there to push the message that Marlo was sending out. Totally. So all shade thrown on this event, in my opinion, was just that. It was just done for sport because the event did exactly what it was supposed to do. Yeah, yeah. She was reaching the people that she needed to reach. You girls from Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's just being nice and just inviting y'all, and it was for filming time. Honey, it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. So if you weren't entertained, it wasn't for you. Anyway, moving on. So Sheree, it was Sheree's first time meeting Ralph. She knows Drew, but meeting Ralph. So Drew introduced her to Ralph. That damn Sheree threw shade. She gonna say, "Oh, I heard so much about you," and he gonna say, "I hope it was all good." Drew's all like, "I hope it was all good." They caught the shade, Danny. They caught the shade she was throwing, and she was throwing some shade. Now I'm gonna throw a little bit at Sheree. What exactly was that dress you had on, Sheree? It looked hot, and it just didn't look necessary. I was like, people was really clean up in here. The whole thing was set up like a Paris museum. When she explained what she wanted, it was like a museum, and it was like a Paris museum, a fashion museum, and it was on point. It really was. It was nice. It was airy. It looked like what it was supposed to look like. And they had like light hors d'oeuvres, and more expensive hors d'oeuvres. She didn't have hors d'oeuvres. She had hors d'oeuvres, honey. It was nice. I thought the event was nice personally. Candy and them was fussing. Well, I thought it was gonna be like a fashion show. She didn't say she was having a fashion show. She said she was opening up her business. She was opening up her business and debuting it and trying to tell you what it was all about a little bit. And that was it. You didn't understand what it was about at first until she came out and did her speech. Now the speech was tired. The tap was tired, girl. She was going on and on and on. And it was like, girl, you talking real long to get around the fact of saying that you like money. That's all. Money. And you just, you'll get better at that as time goes on. But anyway, that dress that Sheree had on just looked like an old black knitted sweater with the back out and some tassels and so. I don't know. I just didn't. It didn't do anything for me. It wasn't ugly. It wasn't ugly, but it wasn't necessary. Like it wasn't what this event is given. This event was definitely about couture. It was about couture and a nice, clean, fresh look. That was a sweater dress for all intents and purposes. And you have a brand of fashion that you supposed to be pushing. So no, I was not taken back by that sweater dress with the back out. And all of the back wasn't out. Some of the back was out. Looked like a chair cover. Anyway, moving on. Marlo gets up in there. Child, she was literally like dang near 2 hours late coming in to talk to the people. I was like, Marlo, really? But of course she came in, baby. She was adorned in feathers. I said, come on here with these feathers, honey. It was a real pretty dress. Hair pretty. Her hair was bone straight at first. And she went back to do a costume change. I said, wait a minute, you was already late. She go back to do a costume change. I said, okay, so she's going to change her dress. No, she back to they curling her hair and carrying on. I'm like, nah, Marlo. Come on, Marlo. Now, you could have had somebody sing or something in between, when you weren't even on the floor. It would be different if you're not on the floor and the people are socializing, but they can see you, making your rounds. You're not even on the floor. So you could have put in like a band, a live band or something to distract from the fact that you wasn't out there. But other than that, I mean, it was what it was. They were trying to figure out, well, can you buy these things? Or can you this, that, and the other? She's like, wait a minute, that's the Versace dress. That's the actual Versace dress. Hold on, how did she get it? I was like, girl, here we go. All this foolishness. Anyway, moving on. Kenya had that day had just got cut from, well, I don't think that exact day, but somewhere along that week, she got cut from Dancing with the Stars. So they got sitting her crying and carrying on. Why you crying? You went when it was time to go. No need to cry. Wipe your eyes, honey. They let you stay a little longer than you should have stayed. It's okay. It's all right. You did it. Now it's on your resume. Move on. You knew you wasn't no dancer, girl. Stop it. You knew when they got to the point that they was going to have to do lifts. Wasn't no need you breaking poor Brian down. Brandon, rather. Wasn't no need for you to break Brandon down. Trying to do them lifts and shit on you. Girl, get out of here. That's ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. It was time to go. No need to cry. Move on. So, she came in. I'm going to give you this. Miss Kenya was clean as the goddamn Board of Health. And all white. And she had these rhinestone netted boots. I said, girl. And this is the thing. I don't know if they were actual boots or if they were the pants, because it went all the way up, but it was like a white gown, and she had. I'm gonna stretch out and say they were like the stockings with the boot made it. Cold. You hear me? Cold. They were so sharp, and she had this. It was like a white off. You know me. Come on with this off the shoulder thing, and one side was beaded, the other side was and an old nasty piece of snatch ponytail. I said, okay. Can't nobody mess with her. It clean, and it was white. White on white with some silver. I said, oh, Miss Kenya, stop it, honey. She was clean as hell. She's clean and reading. Oh, she was reading everything about the event. I said, okay. Yeah, she was being nasty. She's being very nasty. She came, where's the food, honey? Where's the decor? What? Honey, you rented a ballroom with no ball. How dreadful. I said, oh, reading. Then she got, with a little help from Sonya, honey. She said, lay archive, honey. It'd be interesting if it was spelled correctly. I said, oh! Because the way Marlo has it, it's L-E and then archive, but the actual word is L apostrophe archive. Honey, I said, oh, and Sonya's like, I took a little French. I thought it was wrong, but I didn't want to say that. Reading, honey. And then she turned around and in her confessional, Kenya was reading and shading, meeting Sonya. What's her name? Sonya. What's her name, honey? I said, oh, girl, you're going to have some problems with Miss Kenya. We can see it now. She put a little X on your back, sister. And then Kenya and Drew done made up. Sonya. Hey, Sonya. You here to stay, girl. You're on. Miss Kenya got her eye on you, honey. She gave her feud with Drew up to get you, honey. I said, oh, shucks. Honey, Kenya and Drew, they get pulled over to pull over to the side. Drew's like, can we start over? Whatever. And Kenya's like, okay, girl, because she ain't got time for you right now. You're irrelevant. It's time for her to get Sonya, honey. I said, okay. So, let's move on. They're all reading. Got little stuff to say. Sheree, you know Sheree loves her shade. Honey, and they're going on, and Marlo does her little thing. So, she didn't change clothes. She puts on this leather strawberry mini. And, baby, they literally put up the picture of a piece of that old nasty hard strawberry candy with that gummy center, that nasty shit. Them candies have always been nasty, and it just, because that's one of the flavors that they ain't never gonna get right when it comes to candy, like hard candy. Strawberry, watermelon, and peach. I eat strawberries, I eat watermelon, and I eat peaches. I could do without watermelon, but I love strawberries and I love peaches. But flavored peach and strawberry, I don't do no kind of sodas that are strawberry or peach or watermelon. And I don't do no type of candies. They have not, and I'm 50. 50. Okay? They have not figured that out yet. Them three, they haven't got them flavors together. Not like, you know, orange and grape and lemon and strawberry, watermelon, and peach. Keep it away from me. Horrible. Horrible, 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 horrible. I don't understand it and never have. Because they got mango. How can you get mango down and can't get peach? Look like mango would be harder than peach. Anyway, let me get off my daggone soapbox. Moving on. But they put that up. The dress was leather and it had rhinestones and it really did look like a strawberry, a Betty Rubble strawberry, a Pebbles Flintstone strawberry. I don't know. I was like, all right, girl. I mean, it wasn't ugly, but it wasn't nothing hot either. It was kind of very, that wasn't, I wouldn't give that couture. That was very the ghetto, honey. That was the ghetto. That was the after prom, honey. You wear that to the after prom, they'd be like, girl, you tore the after prom up. That's what that was given. Anyway, moving on. So, Sonya and Chez, look, see, now I'm messing up her name, honey, messing with that stupid Kenya. Sonya and Chez are the ones that went over there, honey, giving. Kenya said this, that, and the other. And Kenya was talking about where you got your money from. And this, I said, oh, here we go. So, see, Sonya, Chez setting you up because, see, Marlo don't play that shit. Marlo don't play that shit. Marlo is right there with it, honey. Right there with it. She ain't waiting. She ain't holding. She be right there with it. When I tell you that Marlo got to dragging, I said, oh, Jesus. Dragging. She said, what? She's a has-been. She need to go on back to go on and get her house pressure washed. I said, oh, here we go with that again, honey. Y'all remember when Mariah said that about Dr. Heavenly, honey? Dr. Heavenly was tight, baby. She ran it right to, she didn't get her house pressure washed, honey. Remember, she's up and like, looked like a damn, I don't know, got a white refrigerator. I said, oh, not a white refrigerator. And then she said, yeah, driving Lisa Ray's Range Rover. I said, oh, Jesus. She said, these girls, I should have known. I don't even know why I invited those girls. These girls aren't into couture, honey. These are big girls, honey. They can't use couture. I said, reading and dragging. So that was going on over there. I said, oh, my. Let me go back over on the couch, honey. On the couch, that old messy-ass Candy Burris that sat up there with her ass and she done found the broad on IG, honey. Done found the girl's Instagram page, the one that's Ralph's assistant. And there was this cryptic message on there, honey. And she left the message. It was right around the same time that Candy and them was at the house. And Ralph inserted himself in their conversation. And the girl left a message, honey, to whom it may, she put this on her IG, to whom it may concern, if I want to, I will. Sincerely, signed a bitch that will if she want to. I said, oh. And meanwhile, he supposedly had done fired the girl and wasn't keeping contact with her. And Candy's like, well, how would she even know about the conversation that we were having? So now they got Kenya in on it too. So it's Kenya, Candy, and Drew was sitting there reading it. And I was like, oh, this is terrible. Candy, you so messy. I love it, honey. I said, oh my God. So right after that, here come Marlo, honey. I told you Marlo don't waste no time. Marlo came right over there and said, you know what? I'm bothered at the fact that you would even come here. So I said, oh no. Kenya was like, girl, wait a minute. Who are you talking to? She's like, are you directing this to me? She was like, yeah, because here you are again. You never have anything nice to say. And, I mean, everything's going on. I mean, you got stuff going on. And I didn't think that you would come here nasty trying to talk down about my event and this, that, and the other. But I don't know why I'm even bothered by it because it's what you give. And I said, oh, my gosh, she was nice, nasty reading Kenya. And then she just started going around, girl. I said, oh my God. She let them all have it. All of them. Candy, not too, she didn't give Candy too much, but she gave everything she had to Kenya and goddamn Drew. She got up and walked over to Drew and walked behind her and said, "Is this a French roll?" I said, "Oh!" And then Shady Bravo, honey, gonna jump up and put a picture of a croissant. I said, asking them something about private school. Did you go to private school? Did you go to private school? Did you go to private school? I said, oh my God. As you know, Kenya was throwing darts back at her like, 40. How much money did you spend on this event? I mean, and what is it really? And Candy's like, well, we were just trying to figure out like how you did, like what was you doing? Like, what is this about? Like, can we get some? And she's like, and when Drew was like, so we can, she's like, no, girl, it's only the industry. Girl, are you still in the industry? I said, what was your last gig? I said, oh, it was bad. She was letting them have it. I said, girl, come on, roundhouse kicking around the doggone couch, honey. It was a mess. She slightly dragged them all, but I was like, wow. And then she named Miss Sonia, honey. Said, that was Miss Kenya, named Miss Sonia. She said, what is it, a new bone collector in training? Absolutely. And on that, listen, I done talked way too long, but I told you the show was 76 minutes long, so I figured it was going to be a longer one. Listen, this season's going to be good, honey. It was going to be good. I told you, not one dull moment in this whole episode. Baby, I enjoyed myself. The girls are at it. They are at it. And guess what? I didn't miss a soul that wasn't there except for Cynthia, because I could, if I had my choice, I would have took boring Cynthia over Ralph and Drew. But what we going to do with Cynthia? So, can you be beating her up again or something? I don't know. But yeah, but I didn't miss Porsche and I didn't miss Nee. It's like I didn't miss neither one of them, not yet. Anyway, that's a little shade, just a little shade. Anyhow, this has been Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 14, Episode 1. Listen, I will definitely see you all next week. Later.